bueno, muy querida, tal पहले ये बैठे चल रहा है जमीन लड़के थे कि हाँ किसी क्या करांगे उस जम की थी उसने प्रधानमंत्री ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ क्योंकि हम जब अपने बिजली भी अपन
All right. So, any questions? Anything you guys want to go over before we go into examples and things like that?
There was a trade we were looking at, talking about in a group collectively
Hello?
on gold towards the end of day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me see if I can pull it up. And I appreciate everyone sharing their thoughts on it because personally, for some reason today, this afternoon, I was struggling when I had a little chance to look at that trade. And I don't know, I was just confused, even though I totally identified the trade initially. Let me see. Bear with me for one moment. Oh, I think I took it off. This was around, let's see, what time is it? 1:30, 1:15, around the 1:15 time frame. So
Hello, can you
if
hear me?
you don't
1:15, you mean AM?
PM, I mean, it was
PM.
past the range, trading range,
So
but
1:15?
since we,
Okay, it's okay. That's good.
yeah, since we were talking about it in a group, just figured.
1:15 right here. Okay. You mean it right here, right? Something like this. Break on your favor right here. If I don't, then liquidity grab right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually took this buy. So here I took it
Yeah.
right here. I mean this one. I didn't took guys. What I mean by this is like I mark it up.
Yeah.
This is basically at 1 p.m. So that's not a trade for us. So here it
Yeah,
would
and
break.
then we were actually talking about the liquidities in these ranges. Yeah, for some reason I got so confused, and I still don't know if I actually did it right. But I took the trade and it worked, but my brain was all just. And I think Ahmed mentioned that there was no higher high here, and so I think something here couldn't be
Well,
a
actually, it
liquidity.
was because if you see like that, like I get what you're coming from, and yeah, that's liquidity right here. But one thing, I mean, here this one is liquidity because it's a higher low above this
Yeah.
one here because it's a lower low right here. But here you
Okay.
have higher lows of liquidity. That's fine, and also have liquidity below here, even though
Yeah.
it might be a low, but that's a swing that created push, right? But when you're
Yeah.
looking at here, let's just go back into right here and just remove everything so we
Okay.
can. So you guys can see that we literally looking for buys. That's the first thing, right? We all agreed that we're bullish, right? So we're looking for buys here. So as market internal is bearish, you know, we had to wait for what? For the market to give us a break on our favor, which is gonna be 5 minutes. That's the first thing. So what we have here is market do a lower high, right? Because it's lower than this one. But here we have a lower high, and this is a level here that if market breaks above here, then we're gonna have a break in our favor. Boom, you guys can see with the body candle. So for us, that's gonna be a what? A break in our favor. So that's a break of a structure. Now we have a higher high. So that means this is a higher low. Make sense? So that's liquidity.
Yeah.
And here we have the swing, which also could be the stream order block right here that create this push. Okay. So right here, when market do this, we actually have the liquidity grab that we're looking for. We have the first thing, we have the break in our favor, which is this one. Second, we have the liquidity grab. And third, we have literally the market tapping into our order block. Now what we need is just a minor level of break for us to take the trade. So you guys can see market start playing out here, never break, continue playing out. And then when it actually break, which was here, right here, that wouldn't be an entry setup for us. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
the
that
time
was
for
where
us to
I took
trade,
it.
but based on the strategy, that's what we have to go for. Okay, would it be 25 pips stop loss, right? Because today there was no news. And there would be a 1 or 2 here. And there you go. Here, I would have closed my trade. If I would have been here, it being here, I would have closed it here, right? Because we're basically 1 or 2. We're missing like less than a pip, right? There's like a minor pip, something like that. So that would be a 1 or 2 here. And I wouldn't just hold the trade, you know, possible getting a stop out break even here. So I would have taken it. I mean, I would have closed here. It would be a 1 or 2 for me. You guys can see here the thing. But you were right. Here you have a liquidity grab, but you were waiting for this liquidity to be grabbed, but market already grabbed liquidity here. So you already have the step that you're looking for, which is the liquidity grab, which is the main thing that you have to wait for to start looking for a setup. So you're right here. There's liquidity here, liquidity below here, but market already grabbed liquidity by this that had done in previous of this, which is a break on your favor. As we have a higher high, then that's a higher low, which have liquidity. So when market grab the liquidity, tapping into the order block, and then give you the break, that would be a great setup for you to take it.
I have a question here, Vlad.
Yeah.
This last liquidity you marked here.
Which one?
That one. Yeah. Right.
This one?
Yeah. How is that liquidity if it didn't make after it a new high like
Higher high.
Remember, guys, that
that's
it don't
why.
have to be a higher high. That's what I said. I know you guys, when you watch the video one more time, or anyways, any higher low doesn't have to be a higher low that create a new higher high. If it's a higher low, has liquidity below it if you're looking for buy. So why have liquidity? Because this one is higher than this one. This is a lower low right here because we have the break. So that's a lower low. Even though we grab liquidity here, but here, this cannot be liquidity because it's a lower low. But here, market do a lower high, pull back, higher low, end up bullish. So this higher low is higher than this one. So it's a higher low, even though it doesn't have a break. So remember, it's higher low, even though it haven't created a new higher high. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so
Makes
that's why
perfect
this is
sense.
liquidity, okay?
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, I was just confusing myself and trying to
Yeah, me too, because
just-
in this case, this I had clear that this was a liquidity because we had the break of structure right here. So I was 100% sure. But this one, I wasn't sure because I didn't see that it went above here with a candle.
All right, no, but then, like I said, if it's a higher low, even though it doesn't have a higher high, it's liquid. It's the same thing as you guys have like this and do a double top. Even though we don't have a higher high here or a new higher high, this higher low is still liquidity. Same thing if market do a break like this. This is a lower low, but if market do lower high, higher low like this is a higher low because it's higher than this one. So you have liquidity here. So if you grab like this, go to the order block and give you an entry, then that's a good setup. Okay. Which that's what happened. I mean, it didn't happen here, but that would be a higher low for me because it's higher than this previous one here. Okay.
Okay, so it's like, but this before was liquidity before this one, right?
No, it wasn't liquidity. Remember that have to be a higher low because here, this push is a lower low. If you see like from here, higher low, higher high,
Oh yeah,
break.
true.
So that's a lower low.
Yeah,
So when it
because we
create a new
have-
a higher low is when the market do lower high, higher low, right here, confirmation with this bullish candle. So that's a higher low. Make sense?
Yeah.
but what would you say about this candle here then, this bottom here?
This one, that wouldn't be a higher low for me. I mean, for me, this is the liquidity because this actually create a break right here, this leg right here. But let's say market would have done something like this, for example. Let's say it's the same example. We have the push, we have the swing, and market would have done this. If market do this, it's not a liquidity right here because the market never, with this push, market never do a break. So that wouldn't be liquidity for me. That's basically a lower low. But when market do this, like happens to be here, well, here and do something like this, then you have a break. So that push create a break. So for that reason, you have liquidity, which has become the swing of that leg. Make sense? Or no?
Yeah.
Is everybody on the same page? Because I feel like you guys kind of silent, and I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying
It's
here.
clear. It's
I
clear.
understand. Yes.
All right, cool. So that's basically what we have here. So here we have the liquidity. Prior to that, we have the order block top on the stream order block. And then we have the confirmation here, and that would be a pretty good setup right here. Which I was looking for a buy. A buy here, but market never give me the confirmation. Let me go back again to what I was looking at on the morning. Let's remove all this. Oh no, this is right here. So in the morning, I have the market creating higher highs and higher lows right here, right? So something like this, break of a structure. That was the last break of a structure. And I have the market pushing aggressively here. So we have liquidity above here, which is the higher low, and also liquidity below here. So how many breaks we have here on the pullback? Only one. Even though it breaks here and breaks here, that's the same leg. So it's one break, okay? So we only have one break, so that's liquidity. And I was looking for the market to give me an entry. You guys can see continue pushing down. It grabbed liquidity out of the swing low right here, which is literally a better liquidity. But market never gave me any entry. I was calling for a buy if market breaks above here, but it never did. Market continued going down. And you guys can see I'll continue looking for buys here. Why? Because market weight transfer from here to here. So it's still buy because it's respecting the swing here and having created a new break or a second break. But when market do this second break right here, at that point, everything is invalidated. So I had to wait for everything again. And that's when happens the break on our favor, right? And then liquidity grab. And that was the setup right here. But I was looking for something here and here. Market never gave me the confirmation. So for that reason, I don't have a possible trade here. Okay. That wasn't this morning. I didn't trade. I didn't take a buy here because of that. Because market never gave me like the confirmation I was looking for. But it makes sense, right? Does it make sense?
Mhm.
All right. So that's basically what happens on gold right here. US 30, right here. First of all, we're looking for sales above here. That was a sell that I marked up around 1 p.m. I didn't take that one either. But the sale that happens to be the best sale was this one right here. That happens almost right into a 930. So we're looking at 4 hour, we're bearish right here. Everybody agree, right? That we're bearish on the 4 hour on
Yes.
US 30, my bad. So as we're bearish on the 4 hours, so that means we're looking for sales. So when I go into the 1 hour, I know I'm bearish. When I go to the 15 minutes, I was bullish on the 15 minutes, which is fine, you know? So when I go to the 5 minutes, I know that market is bullish right here until then. Right here, we're still bullish right here. But I need the market to give me what? A break
in
on
your
my
favor.
favor for me to get involved into the sale, right? So I have to wait for that to happen. And right before 9:30, 9:05, we see market giving us the first break in our favor, which is great. So we have, break. So that means that we have liquidity above those swings here, right? Right here. So now what I need, also, this is an order block right here. Because it's the last bullish candle that created this lower low.
For the break.
Right? So we have to wait for the liquidity. And what happens? Right at 9:30, market one more time, grab liquidity here. You see? Boom. And it's still respecting the what? The swing high. Right here. You see? So we're still looking for the sale. So market did that. Right? We grab liquidity. We have the break in our favor. Market's still holding into the swings here. Okay? So I need just what? A simple break. So the break would have been here. Maybe topping into the trade right here, maybe before the close, 40 pips. Here, it wouldn't be a risky trade, but not too risky. Because with the pressure that I had, it was a good trade right here for us to take. Okay. But here the stop loss is not the best. But I would have said, you know what? If I'm 40 pips, I might give it like 50 pips, and I will be cover most of the level here. I would have just moved my take profit to a little bit more here. But it would be a great trade either way, you know? And you guys can see how market end up playing out pretty good with the setup. And then do another pullback right here, and then continue even dropping a little even more after that. But it makes sense here for you guys to sell here in US 30.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you please
Right.
analyze
Yep.
the Nasdaq? The same in Nasdaq. Could you please move to Nasdaq?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me go ahead here. Oh, here. So we
I think you have it on gold.
yeah. So like what? It's not looking nothing like NAS here. So yeah, I think right here, this is what 930 happens right at 930, the break right here. You see, breaking our favor. Right? So that means we have liquidity above here. Okay. So here, market actually create a new liquidity, which is gonna be right here. So we have a lower high. See? So that's liquidity here. Grab the liquidity. And that would be the entry would have been below here up to the break. Right here. Boom. 30 pips. Right here at 30 pips here. At 30 pips. Now with the pullback, it would be a 1 or 2 right here. Okay. But one thing that I saw before happening here, but it happens before 930, but it happens to be the break here, then another break here. But yeah, I don't know if that is the one that you're telling here, but that's what I see
I
right
was
now.
looking. I was looking for a buy in that moment.
A buy?
Yeah, when the liquidity grab in the
Yeah,
first
let's see while you were looking for a buy here, man.
Hey, oh, I was gonna
Hell
say.
no. Buy, man. I mean,
You're
who
still
was
in
looking? I mean,
terminal.
here is not buy, not at all. Not even one thing here. Let's see. No, I wouldn't look for a buy here. No.
Hey, Vlad, do you mind going back to
Why?
just the sell trade again? Yeah. Wouldn't it be valid to even take the trade break above this level then, since it's a little kind of, I guess, support created over here instead of at this
Yeah,
level?
this one right here, break below here.
Yeah. So a break below here, wouldn't that also be a good entry?
Yeah, but I mean, if you would have waited for that break, then definitely, unless you would have, pulled the trigger before the candle
Yeah,
closed.
it's true. It's
You know,
true.
because this candle
A lot
was
of
aggressively
volume.
closing here. So
And it's
Yeah.
unless you
also
would have, cut it out, I mean, take it before the candle closed, then that would be a good trade. But so who was looking for a buy? I don't know who mentioned the buy here. Why you were looking for a buy here? So I can understand your
I
behind.
was looking. I was looking at buy because on 9:30, I could see one breaks. More or less 8:15. I have one break in the uptrend.
Mhm.
And then I saw that it was the grab liquidity, and then you have the other green candle go up,
Mhm.
and
The
I thought that
pullback?
it was reacting in the order block on the 5 minutes over there.
Yeah.
So you grab liquidity and then go
Yeah.
up. But in the 4 hours, I didn't see that it was in an order block in 4 hours. So he tapped on the 4 hours and then came back to down.
Yeah, but one thing like one thing that you have to keep in mind, everyone here, is that when you trade it, you're gonna see the same confirmation for buy and sales. Same thing. You're gonna, if you're looking, all depends on why you're looking at the market, how you're looking at it, how you approaching the market that day. here you have all the I saw I know exactly what you saw, and I see exactly what you saw, like liquidity, order block, 5 minutes, and everything. But the reality is the market is in a downtrend. So yeah, you're gonna see this kind of confirmation for the buy. But if your market's in a downtrend and you look for this kind of confirmation on the buy, it's gonna present all the confirmation, but it's not gonna be a good trade. So that's why when you're looking for, that's what I basically said. If you know your bias, the best thing to do is just keep on your bias 100% to avoid this kind of confusion, because you're gonna have the confirmation either way, for buys and sales. The only difference is if you take it with the structure, main structure, then that's gonna be your higher probability.
I think my mistake was because I was watching on 1 hour, and I thought one break to my favor, and then I was the price action. Then when grab liquidity, I saw the price action, and I took the entry. And obviously, it was on the other direction. It was a stop loss to me.
Well, no, that's fine. Like the good thing is like you already know exactly what happened, and you know how to approach the next time. Like always try to don't try to go against the 4-hour market structure. Never do that. Like I know that I explained to you guys like, oh, it's a good thing to look for momentarily buys when you have the 2 hours, the 1 hour breaks 2 times to the upside. But the reality is like I rather to look 2 pairs and look for the setup that goes with the 4-hour time frame. So if I'm looking at the goal in US 30, if I see I'm looking on US 30 sales, but at the moment that I'm looking at the market, the 1 hour is bullish or market is bullish internally. So I rather just look at goal, and if it goes have everything that I'm looking for, but it's with the trend, in this case 4 hour, then I better go with goal, because the chances of you having a better setup by going with the 4-hour time frame structure is gonna be huge compared to one that is not, And yeah, sometimes they play out pretty good, which I had done in the past. But for me to do that, like I said, I had to have room for me to work on. So if I'm gonna take a buy or a sales again, the market structure, I want to see that I'm not in near to an order block that go with the main structure. I want to have enough room for me, the market to drop, for me to take that sell or that buy. So that's the only time I'm going to be looking for this kind of trade. But I do that kind of thing from maybe 1 out of 10 trades. It's better to always follow the 4-hour time frame for your setup. Your chances are going to be way higher than going against it. Okay.
Clear.
All right. But that's a good thing that happens because you guys understand and know why it happens. So let's go on the 4-hour right here. Okay. So right here, what I see on the 4-hour, right here I have break number 1, which is like all this kind of, we have 2 breaks actually here. We have break here, break 1, break 2, and then finally market do a kind of pullback, and then break number 3. So basically market was doing a pullback right here. We got consolidated. That's the first thing right here in the 4-hour. And by all this, you guys can see the market was grabbing liquidity above the swing here. And then first thing that we got consolidated. So for me, it wouldn't be the best setup here for me to take it because of this 4-hour time frame. That's another thing that you guys have to understand. When you're trading, don't force a trade. Meaning if you guys see a structure is consolidated, step away from that, because most likely, even though you have the right setup, the right direction, you're probably going to have some bad trades just because of the consolidation. Makes sense? So here I see market bearish with the market got bearish here, 1 break, 2 breaks, and then the 3rd break happens to be here. Market do a pullback, market do like a kind of double top here by having consolidated. So by just understanding what market is doing here, I would stay away from this right here. You guys can see that we got, I don't know how many days, maybe 1 or 1 day and a half, basically in a range. So, that's not the best structure for me to look for a setup. Okay.
Maybe tomorrow
can we consider this as a break? Can you consider this one as a break too, with the body candle close?
Yeah, but I mean, you cannot.
Or
I
it's too
mean,
far?
you can do it, but before this break happens, two breaks right here. So one and number two. So if
Okay,
you
so
just
that's
see it
enough for
like
us.
this, it's only gonna be one break, if it makes sense. So here you guys can see that we have break number one, break number two. So this is gonna be a break, but you already have two breaks right here. So we were already bearish by the time market breaks below here, you know.
Okay, and how we can interpret these kind of gaps in the market?
It's just like depending on trading view, because sometimes on the broker, depending on the broker that you have, you might not see it. Sometimes I see because you know that trading view is not 100% like live or not update the same way that a broker does. So sometimes it's just a kind of thing with the broker. I mean the broker going into showing the information on trading view. But if you see on the broker, sometimes I don't see it, and when I see it, I don't take it as anything. I just know that there's gap, you know, like people call it a gap, but I still base my structure or my setup based on my structure. If I'm looking for sales, even though I have a gap, doesn't mean anything. I continue looking for sales if it makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
So everything is clear here for everybody, and understood the reasons behind it. Everything.
Yeah.
Any questions that we guys want to ask? Any trade that you took or anything that you guys want to look at before we do a couple more about testing
Maybe-
here?
Maybe we can go to the DJ I talked this morning if you want.
All right.
Okay. Let me see. Because I'm trying in demo with London.
All right. So let's see, GJ, EVP. So what time? What exactly you took it?
Yeah, it was at Spanish time frame was. Let me see. $3:30 Spanish time frame, so it was maybe like 9:30, more or less. Yeah, 9:30 more or less. I think I took it at.
All right, so that's 8:50 and 9:45. Okay, 9:30 right here. That's where.
Can you play it in 5 minutes so I see the candles?
That's what you got or not?
No, a bit more back. I think I took it like
more up, more forward, or backwards?
Before.
Before?
Yeah, I think it's here.
All right.
Let me see. It was in 2350. The point 2350. Oh my God! I'm looking at gold. Oh God! I was like, oh God! Nice. Yeah. So this was at 11 here in Spain. Wow, 11 here in Spain is maybe 5 a.m.
5 p.m.
5 a.m. there.
5 a.m. a.m.
Yeah, because 6 hours.
All right, so yeah, so it wouldn't be around here. That's what I think. This is 5 a.m. here.
Yeah. I took it right here.
Yeah, it's valid because you see here. I saw what you saw here. I already saw it.
Yeah.
So here we have a break in our favor.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have the liquidity below here, or liquidity below here, the swing. And then we grab, all right, we grab the liquidity here. Sorry, fuck.
Yeah,
right here. We grab the liquidity. And then we have the liquidity and also have this order block right here. Then we have the level of break right here.
Yeah, I just sent it now on Telegram. because
Yeah,
I
that was
exactly
okay.
draw that. Exactly draw that. Actually, I had there. It was a 1 hour order block. I
Also
think.
as well, like see 1 hour here.
I think
Yeah,
1 hour and
definitely.
15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
1
we,
hour.
we don't have a 1 hour here. I mean, yeah, we have the 1 hour, which is gonna be this one.
Can you go to 15 minutes?
Yeah, we also have a 15 minutes, which is gonna
Yeah.
be
So
this one
that's
right here. So yeah, 100% is a
uh,
bullet setup right there. Everybody
just like
understand here this one?
Yes. How many pips
Break
do
of
you use
structure.
on the stop loss, or you cover the area?
in
The other
GJ,
block?
I just did five pips because it's
5
like
pips?
too much. Yeah, in GJ is
Yeah,
you
like
can see
this.
that's five pips.
Yeah, the 5 pips like that.
Thanks.
Yeah, it plays differently. Right?
So yeah, that's a good setup right here. Pretty good
Yeah,
setup.
it played perfect actually.
Exactly. Same
And
thing. Like you guys can say like,
it played twice. If you play again, you can see it repeated like
yeah, it actually
there.
create a new higher high, then it grab liquidity here.
Yeah,
Boom,
and then
tapping into the order block, and then gives an entry right here.
yeah, it moves in London GJ. It moves so good.
Yeah. So, I mean, in this case, it would have just here, maybe. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good setup here, but I think like for me, would it be too high? I would have wait for a double confirmation, maybe a second break here, but it wouldn't be like I said, it wouldn't be a setup either way. So, but the best entry was here when you took it, because here you took it exactly when break here, then do like a pullback kind of
So
thing,
beautiful.
grab the liquidity, and then give you the break right here. That's what was the best setup right there. I think that was news because that fucking pull, that's a big push here.
No, there is no news. It's GJ in London usually.
That's kind of weird then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
GJ actually it moves so fast. GJ is like
Good
a lot of
trade.
volume. Yeah,
That's
and it was like 15 minutes. Like you can see how it moves so fast. It's only 3 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles. 20 minutes.
I mean, but I mean, yeah, actually, and I mean, like I said, that would be the best setup. And this one actually is a perfect setup right here. We have the break in our favor. You have the liquidity. You have the order block. Then you have the break. That was 100% good setup right here. A+ setup. Okay, so yeah,
Well
that's a good
done.
setup right there.
Also, you can add one or 2 pips more for the stop loss to cover all the area, the other blocks.
That's a question for me or for him?
No, just
I just
I'm telling
just
you can add 2 pips and
yeah,
also
with
you
2
get
pips
in
here,
more
like
profit.
yeah, with 3 or 2 pips, you would have covered better. It would be a good setup right here. But like I said, when he took it here, like the 50 pips would it be great. Either way, you have enough room here and end up playing out pretty good here. So it was a great setup right here. So like I said, it all depends on how you guys want to approach it, because sometimes you actually give it, you know, this couple of pips, you know, and sometimes I do it myself just to be covered better when it comes to my stop loss. So could you explain the gold trade that you took? So you mean that the trade that I took on Friday on? Okay, let me just. I'd like to have all this here. I don't know. So we're back again. So on Friday, let's see. Friday? Asia, no, bro. Like it had to be Thursday. Because Friday is already Saturday, so there's no session, Asia session for goal. So you mean Thursday? Thursday session, Asia session. So that's Monday. So where we are here? Let me just see. That's Tuesday. Monday. All right. Let me just put it on the 1 hour because I don't know why. So last week. So this is all this. So this is okay. This is Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Friday. So it was Thursday here. Thursday last night, right here. right here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So that's the setup. Okay. Let's go into. So first of all, we know that we're looking for bias right here. So the first thing that I look at is my bias. So the 4 hour here, you guys can see we're creating higher highs and a higher lows. What I saw market day was create a higher low here in the 4 hour. You guys can see higher high, higher low, kind of double top, and grab liquidity here, right? And respect this 4 hour order block that we have. Okay. Then when market did that, when in Asia, I like to see market literally grab a liquidity for me to take a setup. So what I saw market did was literally creating kind of uptrend here, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So you guys remember that we talk about the type of entries that we have. So that if we have something like this, a break in our favor, right? And then market do this and then breaks below the previous swing low like this, right here. If market doesn't do a new lower low like this, the buy is still valid, right? You guys remember that, okay? If you do a double bottom like this and give us a break, then you can take the buy right here. Same thing that happens here. You guys can see we have the break on our favor. Market start giving us like a pretty structure here. Then what market data, I'll always wait for after 9 or after 10 to look for my setup on goal. So market drop right here, grabbing the liquidity. So after this, the break here, you guys can see the swing. We don't have a second break, a new lower low. It's just do a double bottom. You guys can see here, right? So that's the liquidity grab that we have. Market do like another double bottom, and I wait for the market to give me a break right here. And that was the entry right here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think everybody it makes sense why I took it here.
Yes.
100% for
Yeah.
everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. So yeah, that's basically what I took it. So always keep in mind that, guys, because this kind of setup are going to happen like really like often, especially on goal. That sometimes goal do that a lot. That actually create a kind of structure here before like an opening, like before Asia, before London, whatever. And then you grab those liquidity. And when we do see those liquidity, as far as market doesn't do a new lower low, or in case for sales, a new higher high, then if you do a double top, a double bottom like it happens here, you see a simple break, and then you can take your sales and your buy. Because it's part of the liquidity here, and it's still valid as far as if it doesn't do a new lower low. All right.
Hey,
Has to
Vlad,
happen within
there,
the order block.
Sorry.
there any liquidity at all somewhere in here?
Sorry.
Yeah, there's liquidity there. But one thing that I remember that is the timing, the time to
Okay.
trade it. So if I wouldn't be at the time for me to trade, maybe I wouldn't take it here. But at this point here, this is 8. So I'm looking always for something after 9, after 10, for example. It happens here with this big candle right here. Boom, when you do this, right? And then I took it here when you do the grab. So this is the same thing as US30. If I see like a liquidity grab before the time for me to trade, I don't take it. It doesn't matter if it's good, if it looks good. If it's out of my time for me to trade, I don't take it because most likely it's not gonna play out the way that I want. Okay. So, but that was a liquidity grab. Okay.
This setup has to occur within an order block. So even if it is the same setup, but it will occur a little bit down below the order block, but still not gonna create lower lows. Can we still
Yeah, it's
take a
valid
buy?
because it's still not. It's still you have the liquidity grab here, right? You have the order block because you're still in the order block right here, the big order block that we have marked up.
Yes.
And market didn't do a new lower low, so it's still valid and it's still good for you to take it. Because it's inside of the order block still.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, blood, like inside outer block, we can't count the breaks, right? Structure breaks.
What was that? Sorry.
Like here it break one time, right? And here it's break another one more time. It's two
Yeah,
breaks.
but this is internal of the internal. So if you go back again to the video of typo entry, it's gonna make more sense. But I'm gonna explain to you right now so you can understand what I mean. So right here, what we have, like say that we're in a downtrend right here, right? We have multiple breaks. You go to the order block. So we have something like this. Boom, boom, boom. Go to the order block. So if we're internally bearish, we need to see a break on our favor before we get into a trade. So if market do this, right, which happens to be here, right? Break. So that's the break on your favor. And then market do this, continue going up like this, right here. This, if you if market continue breaking like this, all those break right here, we don't gonna count it as a two breaks because this is internal of the internal. It would be different if you have like a massive uptrend structure like this, for example. Boom, 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 boom. And then market continue breaking like this. Then at that point, you start counting the breaks. But here, what you have is just, I think, was just two breaks, right? Something like this. Break number one and break number two, and then do something like this. So here, this break that happens here are basically breaks internal of the internal. So like internal structure of the internal structure. So it doesn't count as a breaks. I'm gonna start counting the two breaks once it breaks below the swing. So it's gonna be break number one when it happens here, below the swing, and break number two if you do something like this, okay? Which happens to be here. You see, I don't start counting the breaks from here because this is internal of the internal, okay? So the first break that happens to me was when it breaks below the swing. That's the first break for me. And that's what I said. You just have one breaks below it. And if you would have done a second break right here, then that would be the second break. And at that point, everything had to be reset. We had to wait for all the confirmation, but it never did that. I don't know if it makes sense for you. Does it make sense or not?
Yeah, like a little bit confused. I'll go through it again.
No. Just like if you didn't understand, let me know now because we're here. And the point here for this Zoom calls and everything is for you to get it 100%. This is not, oh, I get it a little bit. If you don't get it, I go back again until you get it. So you didn't get it, so I can explain it one more time. Just be honest. If you didn't get it, I go back again. If I had to do it 5 times to do it, until you get it, we're gonna do it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Could you please repeat it again?
All right, cool. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna make it more simple. So when it comes to the type of entries, right? We understand that if market internally is bearish, right? That's mean that we have a pullback on 5 minutes that have multiple breaks, two or more breaks. So the way that for us to take the buy, market had to get to an order block. And once you get to an order block, we need to see a break on our favor. So a break in our favor is going to be market do a double bottom maybe and do a break. So that's the first thing that we're looking at here. So once market do that break right here, that means that we have a higher high and this below is a swing low that has liquidity. So there's three type of entries. One could be that market breaks above here and then grab liquidity and then give us like a kind of setup right here. Or market can do a higher low right here like this and a new higher high. It could be a double top here, or it could be a new higher high. Either one is going to be the same thing, okay? So if market do this right here, like this, even though market do with this minor pullback right here, like this, 1, 2, or even 3, or even 4, this is inside internal. This is our internal structure. So this is internal of the internal. So this doesn't make sense for us because this is like a structure of a structure. So we only gonna be working on external and internal. This one is in the internal of the internal. So for me, it's not gonna count as a breaks here. Okay. So all these breaks that happens here, I'm not gonna count it as a 1 break or 2 breaks. So even if you do like this, for me, it's still I'm between this swing and this is for me liquidity. So if market do a break right here, I can take the trade, even though I have created 2 breaks on this pullback. Okay, so when I start counting the breaks for me to understand if market is basically back again into a downtrend is when market actually breaks below here with a body candle. At that point, now it's not internal of the internal. It's basically a break of the internal structure. Okay, so once it breaks here, if it do a double bottom and give you a break, you can take it because it's still valid. But if it do a second break, that's when everything basically you have to do it one more time back again. So we're gonna start counting on this example when market breaks below the swing low right here, 1 break. That's gonna be when we start counting. The first break and the second break happens if market do it like that. Okay. If market continue going up like this, like say that is the same example like this, and do 1, 2, and 3, or even 4 breaks, at that point, this is not anymore like the type of entry we're looking for, which is gonna be here. At this point, we're basically bullish. So we need to see counting and start counting the breaks right here. At that point, yes. If we happen 2 breaks that happens here, 1 and 2, like you mentioned, then at that point, yes, we have to wait for a break in our favor and everything back again to take the setup. I don't know if it makes sense now.
Yeah, I got it.
It makes sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. Everybody get the same picture what we went through here?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we just focus in after the break of structure in the price grabs the liquidity, and then we just mark the last lower high and put the entry there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here, like I said, when we're gonna start counting the breaks once it breaks below it. This is an internal of the internal, so it doesn't have to make noise or anything for us here. Unless market do like a big push like this, then at that point, yes, if market start breaking to the downside and have 2 breaks, then you know that you have to wait for a break on your favor and everything back again, okay? So that's basically what happens here. So you have, like I said, you have a break on your favor right here. You just clean this up. Break on your favor. It could be this one or here. Either way, it's the same thing. So break on our favor. Higher high here, right? Then we have a break and then a second break right here, right? So that's basically for us 2 breaks. So right here, what we have is internal of internal. So this is liquidity. This is liquidity. And this is liquidity. But all those breaks that we have here internally of the internal, because that's basically internal of the internal, we're not gonna count it. We're gonna start counting once it breaks below here. So now this is my first break. And if you continue giving me a second break, at that point, everything is invalidated. Okay. So here, as I said before, I didn't take the trade here because it was not on the time for me to trade it. I wanted to see, like I said, depending on how market's moving, I might take it at 10 or a 9. If 9 is not kind of noisy or anything like that, I might take it at 9 p.m. on Asia. Or if it's clear, like super clear, then I take it at 9. If not, then I look for the setup after 10. And that's basically what I did right here. Okay.
But you have the setup there, no?
Is it Asia open already?
Yeah, this is
because I think it's gonna tap now in an order block. It looks like, yeah.
So let's see something. So let's do analysis right now so you guys can see what I'm expecting for today. All right. So here we have a clear breakout structure right here, right? So we have a new higher high. We have this 4-hour order block, which market already tapping into it. We go to the 1 hour here. We have 1 break on the 1 hour, but we're still bullish, which is liquidity grab right here, right? 15 minutes. I see 15 minutes literally creating a last break right here. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's a break of structure. Let's do 1 hour here. So above this swing high, this liquidity here, just to be aware of that. So right now on 15, I'm looking at this order block right here. And we have all those liquidity below here. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a good one.
So it's 5 minutes. I see how many breaks we have right now. So far, we have 1 break. So right now, which is gonna be this one. So right now it's 8:53. So I want to see either market going into this order block right here. And depending on how many breaks it has, at that point, you have 2 breaks, right? Because we already have 1. So if it goes down here and now at that point, I have to see a break on my favor, liquidity, and then a setup like that. If it doesn't do that, then definitely I want to see the market giving me a break right here and grabbing liquidity after 9. So I want to see 9 to grab something like this. Break on my favor, higher low maybe, grab liquidity, and then a setup. Because remember, if I'm going to be taking after 9, I need to see a recent liquidity after 9. So as of right now, we're still 8:54. So we don't have any liquidity here because this is a new lower low. So liquidity, we have it here based on the 15 minutes and 1 hour. So if we grab liquidity after 9 and go into this order block that we have here, depending on how many breaks he has on the pullback, if we have 2, then you guys know that we have to wait for the break in our favor and then liquidity grab and then an entry. If it doesn't do that and you just hold into those levels that we have right here, which is going to be this order block that we have here, like this one, which is holding. So at that point, I want to see the market giving me a break like this. And now we have a higher high. And then wait for the market to give me a liquidity grab, which could be a higher low and liquidity grab or a block and then entry. That's what I will expect. Going down here or doing something like this here. That's what I'm
that liquidity.
Yeah, but like that liquidity is before
before
the time that we can trade.
Okay.
So remember that if we're gonna be looking for a setup, it had to happen after the time that we can trade. So I'm gonna be looking at after 9. So this liquidity happened to be grabbed after 9. I mean before 9. So it's not counting. I'm not counting that liquidity grab. Okay. So I'm just counting like the liquidity that can be taken after 9. So this is the one that I can be taken after 9. Or like I say, if market breaks here and do a higher low, then that liquidity could be after 9. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I don't know if you have any questions for me. Well, basically, we're done for today.
Yeah,
any questions?
Would be nice if tomorrow we could do some Forex replay together.
Backtesting.
Yeah, backtesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna do about testing tomorrow because we were supposed to do back testing today, but we went into the trades that happens today and you guys on the trades that you did. But tomorrow we're gonna do back testing on FS replay. I actually have it here. You guys can see ready for that, but we'll start getting into what happens today and all that. So that's why. But like I said, the good thing about bot testing is not always bot testing the past. If you guys are taking your own trades on the present and we review it, you're gonna learn more from those trades because you're taking on the real time than taking on the bot test. So as far as how we taking trades and we analyzing trades that we did today, is good, but like I said, we have enough time to do bot testing and everything, so we don't have to worry about that. But tomorrow, let's try to do just bot testing and focus on that. Like I said, but it's good for you guys to take your own trades and we can review as well because you learn more with that specific bot testing instead of going into something that is, a long time ago or something.
Will be nice if we do back testing that we can play trades, each of us, like together, and then we see the mistakes we made.
Yeah, sure.
That's great.
To try to do it without your help, and then if we do,
you can comment on this after.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. That's basically what we're gonna do. It's gonna be like
perfect.
We're gonna do by one, and you guys gonna do the bot testing and everything, and we're gonna take trades like the same thing, and then. But the thing here, you guys, one thing that I always try to explain to everyone: when you're doing bot testing, don't focus at first, right? On the first stage of backtesting on looking at the win rate. Don't do that. Focus on understanding the strategy, liquidity graph, order block, bias, understanding like you're following the blueprint. Once you have the blueprint, you say, okay, I know how to mark up everything. I know how to look the market structure. I know how to find the liquidity graph. I know how to find the type of entries. Now I can start looking at how I would do on the bot testing. Because if you start doing bot testing without understanding the strategy 100%, then you're gonna get frustrated because you can say, okay, I'm not seeing everything here clearly, but it's because you don't have the blueprint clear enough for you to start doing trading. I don't know if it makes sense. So the first thing, if you do bot testing, focus on understanding the blueprint. And once you say, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know how to mark up everything, I know how to do this. Now let me see how I do if I do bot testing on trading. And then that's when you're gonna do bot testing by taking trades. Okay, let me take it here. Let me put a stop loss here. And I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying here.
Yes.
All right. So that's basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on that first, understanding, because if I push you here to mark up things, I know a lot of you are gonna have problems on marking up liquidity and things like that. And until we don't pass that phase that you guys can see things clear, it's gonna be kind of difficult for you to do bot testing. I don't know if it makes sense, and see like, okay, I want to see what's gonna be my win rate. It's gonna be horrible because you don't know the strategy yet. You have to work on understanding the strategy by marking everything right, and that's when you start doing the bot testing the right way. Okay.
The thing is, I did some like 2 weeks of back testing on gold, and then I was doing back testing of the back testing. I got crazy.
But like I said, what we're gonna do is bot testing here on understanding everything that market's doing. Once you guys have everything right, you guys are gonna see, like, you already seeing, like, some of you already basically taking your own trades, and you guys see how great the strategy works when you follow it. But I want the same thing for everyone. I don't want just one person here or two person just do this, be right. I want everybody to be on the same page. So that's why we're gonna do the bot testing and everything. And that's why I ask you guys to ask questions. Like, if you have questions, just let me know. Let me know on the chat, and we review it until you get it. Because the point here is not for me to give you the information, and then guys, just do you. And then you guys don't understand everything that we're doing. And some of you are killing it, and some of you are just behind. I want everybody to be on the same page. So that's what we're gonna try to do, on the bootcamp. So if you have questions, if you are still don't understand something, don't be afraid to say it, even though we had to repeat it 20 times, over and over again. Okay.
It looks
Thank you very
like
much.
the candle is dancing there. Huh? It's gonna grab the liquidity. There you go.
Yeah. So here,
Nice.
if it breaks below here, we have 2 breaks. So at that point, we need to see the market to give us a break in our favor, and then the confirmation and everything. I might send this setup here on the chat for the people to take it, but I want to see the confirmations first before I take it. But I have a boot camera. I have a mentorship right now. So, well, anyways, guys,
How much
like I
are you
said,
charging for mentorship?
3,500.
And that for how long that's gonna last?
It's more about the support, because, for example, on the support here, you guys have 30 days. That's why I focus on giving you the information and work on as much as possible for you guys to get it on the 30 days. So the mentorship is gonna be 5 days, but they have a full year cover for support, in case that you don't understand something, and then 3 months later you're still okay. I'm still struggling because I didn't get this and did that. You still have the full support over the year. That's the difference between the mentorship and the bootcamp. And also the mentorship is gonna be a one-on-one. Okay.
And it's like
Right.
on each Friday, yes, or just it's gonna be like in particular day, like one day a week, or
no, it's basically 5 days trade. And then
Okay.
after that, you just have the whole year for everything. Like you guys can see, you guys already have the strategy in 5 days. It's all about bot testing and everything. So, and the bootcamp, the mentorship, you got it faster, maybe in 2-3 days, and then 2 days of bot testing. But then you have the whole year, of support, everything that happens.
Okay.
It's melting.
Vlad, tomorrow we have important news. Do you have any idea
No, bro, I
about the
mean,
market for tomorrow? Or
I don't
just
know. I,
wait?
I want to wake up tomorrow and see what happens. Like,
Okay.
You
no,
wanna
like
wake
that's
up
what we
first.
do. Like, we don't try to predict the market here. I don't know what's gonna happen. If I like I always say to everybody, you know, there's people that that send me DMs on IG. Oh, what do you think about gold? It's gonna be a sell or buy. They say if I wouldn't know, I would be a billionaire by now. Look, I don't know. Like I just have to wait for the market to give me the confirmation. Tomorrow, when news comes, I'm gonna see what market's doing. So
You need
tomorrow I
Powell's-
can tell you,
Powell's-
but not right now. Not
Powell's
idea.
telephone number. You can call him Powell.
Huh?
You can call Powell, so he will let you know what
Yeah,
he's gonna say.
Yeah. You're gonna call somebody, yeah, just buy it. And then when you buy, you're gonna fucked up your account. Nah, hell no. Just like you just stay away for news. Like wait for, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes after the news, follow your market structure, go with your bias, and wait for confirmation. It's just about being patient. You know, taking trades on news is like a lottery ticket. You know, you can win, but you can even lose more than win. So I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, to be honest. I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow, look at what market's gonna do, and trade it after news. If I see something clear, then I take it. If not, I don't take it. Simple as that.
One question now, Vlad. Like now, this candle is gonna open a new candle here. So in this case, will be this level here for an entry because it's already got the
No,
liquidity.
because here you have already 2 breaks on the downside, so you're bearish right now. If it closes like that, then this pullback is bearish. So you need to wait for a break on
Break in
your
our
favor
favor.
first,
Okay,
and then
okay,
liquidity grab, and then a break like this.
okay.
Because you're
Yeah,
already
because
bearish
after-
internally here.
After this one, you had two, right? Okay.
Exactly. You have
but-
break here, and then the
So-
second break happens to be here.
I
So
thought-
is this
I-
this one not valid anymore?
It's not valid anymore. I mean, this liquidity is valid. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Okay.
bearish here, and just because you take the liquidity doesn't mean you had to take it as soon as it's here, because we already have a bullish. We were bullish, and then we get back again into a downtrend right here. So we have the 2 breaks. It's a different thing from the example that I went through, because
Yeah.
here you guys can see that the beginning of the entry was here. If it would have been like this, then yes. If it would have grabbed liquidity from here, then just one break would be enough. But we were basically bullish all this right here. So with these 2 breaks, we're already bearish internally. So we had to wait for the break in our favor, and then liquidity grab and all that. Basically, the strategy.
Because I
Hey,
thought it should be 2 breaks under the liquidity.
No, that's like I said, that's gonna be the example that we went through when you have an actual break, when you were down into a downtrend like this, and then give you a break on your favor. Right here, you were already bullish here. You have
Okay.
like it's a different thing when you coming from a downtrend, you go to an order block, grab liquidity and do something like this, and then grab liquidity below the swing and do a break like this.
So we
Here,
decide this
it's a
for
different thing.
continuation.
Here you have this, and then you have this. So you're already bullish right here. So you cannot
Mhm.
do this. Okay, it breaks below here, like this. I'm gonna look for a setup like this, you know? You have to wait for the confirmation because it's a different scenario. I don't know if it makes sense here.
I
Hey.
get it.
Hey, Vlad, before you go, how far back do you mark your bigger time frame order blocks, like your 4 hour and your 1 hour? Because I typically tend to
Most
delete
recent,
them.
the most recent as possible. I don't want to mark up something
Okay.
from last week or anything like that. The most recent one, the ones that are close enough to the price. You know,
Okay,
like this,
okay.
one here, that's it. You know, I
Yeah.
don't want to be marking up something like, you know, right here. Doesn't even make sense for what.
Okay, all right, got it, thanks.
All right, guys. So I see you guys tomorrow. Any questions, just send me a note through the chat. And let's keep eyes on this trade. Like I said, wait for the break on your favor, liquidity, and then you should be good to go to take the buy from here. If you do that, you know, between Isha time. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, guys. So I see you
Okay,
guys
good luck.
tomorrow. Send the video over once it's done here. Okay.
Okay, see you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.